Here's another one of my new pickups, and it's of the game Battlefield 5. I've been waiting a long time to get this particular game in a decent deal. I am a big Battlefield fan, as well as Call of Duty. Um, First, starting with well, for me, would have been Battlefield 3 on the PS3, which I've played and loved. um, and then obviously there's Battlefield 4 that was on the PlayStation 4. And obviously there would have been this. There was been Battlefield 1. And then obviously the Battlefield 2042, which is the one obviously where it's just the online, where it's just the multiplayer stuff, and no single campaign story mode in it. And obviously, and then there was the Battlefield Hardline game, which was which was a total spin off, which I've played as well. So I've got the games out of order, so to speak. The game's a little bit beaten up a little bit, as I'll show you in the next video. The Battlefield 3, I have that on the PlayStation 3. Battlefield Hardline, I do have both on the PlayStation 4 and on the Xbox. The Xbox One being, I got that maybe a few months ago, really cheap. I wanted to get it just for the achievements. It was only like 50p, so how much I got that one for anyway. Battlefield 4, I have played, and I don't know if I did a playthrough of it. I think I may have done. The multiplayer was pretty good. Although they had to do a lot of patching in the game, because I remember there being a lot of problems with Battlefield 4, the multiplayer online, to a point where some of the the multiplayer DLC, they had to give something away, which I ended up getting most of them, but there was one or two that I didn't get because the person who told me, I ended up checking my email late, so I caught some of them, but not all of them. But I don't really play the multiplayer of that anymore. Also, you got Battlefield 1, which I think is set in World War II or World War One. Haven't played that one yet. Battlefield Hardline, I have played before. I don't remember if I've done a playthrough of that, but I am planning on doing one of that anyway. We've got Battlefield 2042, which is, as I said before, it's online only. I did get to try that out because it was available on Game Pass, so I tried that out. And obviously we've got Battlefield 5, which I've only just managed to get. Now some of the games the Battlefield games in the series, I've had them on the PlayStation, on the Xbox. Now the reason why I got this one Battlefield 5 for the Xbox was simply because I got this second hand for £3.50, and the PlayStation 4 version, it was £6 still selling second hand. And then even looking elsewhere to try and find Battlefield 5 second hand, it was still going for a quite high price, which to me is kind of an old game, but nevertheless, I've got the game anyway. And then plus, when it comes to things like Game Pass, also that gives you the not only access to games on Game Pass, but also allows you to play online as part of the package, the ultimate Game Pass. If I wanted to sit there and play and the games online, I can. Whereas on PlayStation, obviously the same thing, but you'd have to sit and buy it. And I tend to be able to find the old Game Pass Ultimate 1 month subscriptions fairly cheap. In fact, I was doing there's this promotion they're doing with LucasAid, and I won a 1 month Game Pass on there, so that was kind of great. As for Battlefield 2042, I did try this out on Game Pass. Bit hard to get into because obviously everybody's more advanced than what you are. You're starting off from the very beginning with being ranked at number one, ranked one, and then obviously you haven't got the best gun and the best attachments, and then obviously the maps are big, and it doesn't play like Call of Duty, which I've said in a previous other video. So I'm a fairly rusty to the actual game series itself, but I used to be really good at Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. But I'm finally glad I've got this. Obviously, for people who maybe have got the Xbox Series S, and then also you can't buy disc version of the games, obviously, because it's digital only. With Game Pass Ultimate, or if you just get EA Play, you can get access to all the Battlefield games, whether it's the Battlefield 3, obviously Battlefield 5 you can see here, Battlefield 4, Hardline, Battlefield 2042, but also you can also get, I think it's Battlefield 1942, and obviously you've got the Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2, so you got so by getting that you get access to all the different Battlefield spin-offs and games in the actual franchise. So if you've got Battlefield, you can get access to Battlefield Game Pass. You can get access to all the games. Now I'm the kind of person where if I have Game Pass long enough and I'm well enough to sit there to make really hard use of it, I tend to play the games on Game Pass, and then eventually when the games drop down in price, I then I go out and buy the physical copy of the games when it's cheap, because I'm still old school in the sense that I prefer still having the actual physical media of the games. Same thing with movies, really. Although, as I said before, when the opportunity is there, for example, you may not be able to afford to buy the game at full price, or the second-hand version of it is still expensive. You still got, and if you do have a active Game Pass subscription, same thing with streaming services like Amazon Prime, Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, etc., etc. That if you want to watch a particular movie or play a particular game, and you can't afford to buy the physical media, you then do have access to these outlets to be able to watch those movies or play those particular games. And then later down the line, if you want to then own the physical version of it, you can buy it. And that's what I tend to do, because you don't know eventually when you're going to be able to, like with me, get Game Pass on a regular basis. If I could afford buy a yearly Game Pass, then I wouldn't be necessarily in a hurry to get the physical version of it. But I'm the kind of person where I'll buy I'll play the game. Like, for example, you've got Forza Horizon 5. No, it's not necessarily a new game, but that came out like a few months ago. And obviously, if you're at that time, your purse is a bit tight or wallet's a bit, you haven't got enough money to sit to go and buy it, because maybe there's other games available and you have the subscription, you can then play the games to your heart content. When you're able to afford it, you can buy it. Similar thing with Halo Infinite. I know the controversies with that game, with the multiplayer side of it, but even then, having Game Pass, if you can't afford to buy say Halo Infinite, or you're not happy with the situation in terms of buying that game at a particular price and not getting the full package, with it being on Game Pass, you can then play it on there and then save your money until they either fix it, especially the multiplayer side of things with that game, or when it comes down to a reasonable price, you can then buy it and make it part of your physical collection. So as it says here, requires Xbox Live Gold membership. Obviously, that's to play the multi-player side of the game. It is HDR enabled. It does say it's Xbox One X enhanced, so that's great. For me, I've got Series X, which will make that less enhanced. As you can see, as to what I've said, the case isn't exactly in a very good condition. From the, it's like somebody's child's been biting it. Even though you'd have to have fairly big choppers to be able to do that. What I eventually will do is I'll try and find an old case somewhere, and then I'll just replace the actual case, and the actual pamphlet, the actual paper thing behind it actually isn't damaged. Because what I tend to do is when I buy my game secondhand, I tend to clean it of any dirt, sticky residue or germs. It's just the actual plastic itself that's actually damaged, not the actual paper outlet. So that's fine. It does say here Xbox One Enhanced, Ultra HD, High Dynamic Range, Xbox Single Player, Xbox Live Multiplayer is 8 to 64, and it has Xbox Live Co-op Multiplayer 2 to 4. And it says enter mankind's greatest conflict, World War II as you've never seen it before. And it says there's 64 player multiplayer across tides of war, and Battlefield's biggest yet grand generations and untold War Stories. Obviously, the game is made by DICE, obviously published by EA, and obviously using the Frostbite engine, which I don't remember which one, if it's Frostbite 2 or Frostbite 1. I know it's one of them. Again, as before, this has been with it being second hand. The case is a little bit banged up on the outside. The inside's not too bad. I did clean the disc a little bit because it had a little bit of fingerprints. Luckily, no scuffs or anything like that. So that's kind of fine, as you can see. Again, as I said, the game's available on Game Pass if you have it, so you can play it on there. As long as you've got an Game Pass Ultimate, or if you don't want Game Pass Ultimate, you can get EA Play. Sometimes on PlayStation or Xbox, they do a discount, monthly, a month discount on the EA Play. Normally, EA Play goes for about $3.99 a month, so that's £4 a month if you want to subscribe to it. And on the occasion, which I missed out on the second time, they were doing a discount EA Play to get access to the games on the PlayStation. They were doing it for 79p about a month ago, and I just missed out on it by about a day. So you can get it for 79p, but then make sure if you don't want to subscribe to it for the next month, if they ever do this deal again on either Xbox or PlayStation, that you turn off the reoccurring billing so that they don't charge you for the next month. Or if you do want to pay the $3.99 afterwards, after you've tried that for 79p, be aware, obviously, they have the reoccurring billing on it. So, yeah, this is my unboxing of Battlefield 5 for the Xbox One. Anyway, I hope people found this video informative. Please feel free to share with your friends and family. Also, if you can give this video a big thumbs up, that I'll be most appreciative. That will be able to let people find my YouTube content and YouTube channel on the YouTube recommendation page, because usually it's more favoured towards the bigger YouTubers with the bigger subs and bigger views. And obviously I'm not anywhere near that big yet. Hopefully pushing to try and get to 400. I'm only a few away. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want to see stuff like this or any other content that's available on my YouTube channel. And I just want to say, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, and I'll speak to you all again soon. So take care, and bye for now. Oh, and one final thing, because obviously I'm playing this on Xbox One, I will eventually be streaming this on Twitch, and then exporting the different parts to YouTube, so you can see it on there either way. So keep a lookout in the future for a playthrough of Battlefield 5 and any other of the Battlefield games in the franchise, and obviously any other video games where it comes to PlayStation or Xbox. So take care.